If you can't beat the sun up in the morning, how are you supposed to beat your quota? Walking backwards into the office right now, and I wanted to share with you guys that you can't get lucky unless you show up. If you want your life to get better, you have to get better. You may find yourself in a circumstance where you don't like your body, you don't like your job, you don't like your circumstances or the setting around you, and the fastest way to improve your life is to start getting better yourself. I don't love waking up early when my alarm clock goes off and I say, oh my God, I don't know if I can get up today. But you get up, you show up to the gym, you work out, you do the cold shower, you do the meditate, show up early, stay late, make your calls, and that's what it takes each and every day. And that's why I like to document the process. So as we walk into the office right here, make sure to leave a like on this video now. If you're focused on improving your life, take responsibility today and let's absolutely get after it. I've been sitting in this seat right here for the last 10 hours working in my software sales job. I was reading through the comments of the recent video, Software Sales Salaries and Why It's the Best Career. The most popular comment was this right here. I think the videos about how to create workflow, ask better questions, go the extra miles in SDR would be good topics. Thank you for sharing that comment. I read all of the comments, so if you ever have any questions, curiosities, concerns, make sure to leave them down below. I absolutely read them all. In regards to the first point, how to create a workflow, as an account executive, my workflow is different than my workflow as an SDR. Ask yourself, what is your objective? What is your outcome? Is it to generate pipeline? Is it to set meetings? Is it to close deals? Right now, as an account executive, I have a quarterly revenue target. So I always ask myself, how is this activity getting me closer to actually closing deals and recognizing revenue? I need to be on top of my inbox. I need to respond to customers immediately. One of my professional strategies that I would advise you use is to deploy massive urgency. So when someone replies to you, when you have a meeting, get them a follow-up immediately, because by setting the tone of, hey, I'm going to respond to you immediately, I expect you to reply to me immediately as well. That's definitely a great habit to pick up. So my workflow throughout the day is, how do I generate pipeline so that I have enough deals to work to actually close the revenue to meet my quarterly target goals? And remember, your goal is not just to hit quota, it's to reach and exceed your potential. So if you ever find yourself lackadaisical, if you ever find yourself bored or not fully engaged, it's because your targets aren't big enough and you're not taking enough action. As we think about better questions, this is my strategy for asking better questions. I always have paper and I always have a pen right next to me. And when I first started as an account executive, I had no idea how to do effective discovery. Effective discovery is asking the right questions in order to build a business case to justify the value of your software solution. Typically, long deal cycles, very complex, very expensive, multiple stakeholders. So you need to ask the right questions. We use a MEDDIC framework here at Qualtrics. You need to understand the metric, the economic buyer, the competitors, the decision maker, the decision process, the timeline, the budget, the compelling event. There's a lot of different answers you need in order to justify and build value. So reverse engineer it. Metric, okay, what are you going to use to measure the success of this project? How do you actually measure it internally? Do you have any metrics that you are trying to improve, for example? By understanding what questions and outcomes you need to uncover, that's how you ultimately structure your questions by. And I wrote all of these down. I thought of 5 to 10 questions for each of these areas, and I wrote them down. I would look at them before my meetings so that I would have a frame of reference. Okay, I know what questions to ask. And here's a key here as well when asking questions. Listen with the intent to understand, not respond. A lot of inexperienced reps are listening and they're freaking out thinking, okay, what am I going to respond back? I don't know what to say. It's almost like diving into the abyss. You just need to believe in yourself that you're going to ask the right question. Listen with the intent to understand. Okay, you mentioned that time to value and implementation quickness is really important to you in measurement of success. Why does that matter? Ask second and third layer questions to really uncover why it matters and to show you're listening. And then finally, how to go the extra miles in SDR. This is how you go the extra miles in SDR. Everyone wants to live the great life. Everyone wants to be successful. Everyone wants to exceed their quota. But not everyone, as we see, is willing to show up early and stay up late. All it takes is caring a little bit more than the next guy. I'm not overly talented, I'm just driven. And that's why I try to work as hard as I can. And as we think about going the extra miles in SDR, ask yourself, what do people know you for? Do they know you for your work ethic? Are you someone that actually sacrifices and really is trying to live up to your potential? Because dreams require sacrifice, and that's ultimately why I do it each and every day. I, in a way, like the suffering. I like to wake up early, as you saw. I like to have a morning routine. I like to eat healthy. I like to drink a lot of water. I like to make my calls. I like to do my prospecting. And it's because I love the process, and true hunters love the process as well. So that's a mentality I would encourage you to adopt if you want to reach those lofty goals that you think about in your head all day. Lobby of the building, departing the building. Favorite walk each and every day, end of the day, walking in the parking garage. I want to talk about my experience meditating the last couple weeks. I've been relatively consistent, only missed about one day in the last 3 weeks meditating 20 minutes each morning. I used to meditate, and I did it for about a year and a half straight, and I definitely started to notice effects in my brain. It's something with the gray matter and neuroplasticity by breathing, meditating, thinking. I'm not exactly sure how it impacts it, but it has positive impacts to the actual makeup of your brain. And when I think about what that actually means, as I meditate and take time to myself, one, it makes me feel better, because in the mornings you often feel most rushed, cluttered. So take 10, 20, 30 minutes, hour to yourself each and every morning. Take time to yourself, and believe me, it's so important. And as I meditate, it helps me reflect on issues and things that I think seem like a big problem. All of a sudden, after sitting there for 20 minutes by myself, no distractions, it becomes a much smaller and less problem. I think meditating also helps with my peace of mind. I'd imagine you have a lot of a lot of thoughts racing through your mind each and every day. There's so much information coming to you. So how do you slow your brain down? How do you limit anxiety? And how do you have a more of a flow state and peace of mind throughout the day? That's at least how I feel meditating. Definitely something I'm going to continue doing. We've officially reached the car. I would recommend you start meditating as well. We're going to drive home. We're going to edit this video. Not sure if we're going to eat dinner tonight because we had a big lunch, and we're going to get up early tomorrow, go on a 6-mile run minimum, and run it all the way back. So thanks so much for watching this video here today. We're going to end it here at the parking garage. If you've enjoyed, make sure to leave a like on the video. It really helps. I'd like to spread this message to other like-minded people like you and me. Of course, subscribe to the channel if you're interested in following along in the journey. I want to help you in some way, shape, or form. So let me know down in the comments any topics, questions, concerns, curiosities. If you'd like to join networks, reach out to me on LinkedIn. I post on there frequently as well. And I hope you have a great rest of the day. Bye.